Alright guys, so I decided that my last mining guide wasn't complete, so I took that mining guide, uh, imported it into Sony Vegas, which I recently bought now, and made the editing a little bit better on it, better quality, and I'm adding some more stuff, especially for the LRC method. So I hope you enjoy. Please remember to thumbs this video up if it helps you, and thanks for watching.
Hey guys, welcome to my mining guide. I'm going to be showing you the fastest ways to mine at every level, all the way to 99 and beyond. So from level 1 to 15, you're going to be doing tin and copper ore. Now, I started off right next to Lumbridge Castle, because if you play RuneScape, then you know exactly where that is. This way I could show you guys the short little run to the mining spot. So starting at Lumbridge Castle, you run out of the east entrance / exit, and then just start running south. And click down to the swamp. You'll run through the graveyard, and then just run south through the swamp. And you can choose to follow this little path, but it doesn't really matter. Just click to keep running south until you see the mining icon, and you will end up in this little quarry with tin and copper ore. Rocks over here. So, since you're level 1 mining, assuming that you're watching this guide for that, you'll be using an iron pickaxe, not a bronze, because you can use iron and bronze at level 1. And of course, iron is a bit better. So once you get to level 6, you'll be using a steel pickaxe. Since you'll only be here from level 1 to 15, we won't go into the other pickaxes yet until after steel. This place is usually empty most of the time. You want to be in a world with a high population because, well, between 12 to 1500 or more. If there's less than 1000, try and find a world that has more, because depending on your time zone, it can be hard to find a world like that. However, yeah, it doesn't matter that much. It just can help a little bit. But not really. You want to use the best mining familiar that you can. The best being a lava titan, and before that an obsidian golem. And lava titan is for level 83 plus summoning, and what it does is they all give you an invisible boost to your mining level so you can mine faster. So the basic technique, depending on how fast the ore respawns are, is you would start over on the east, click to go to the next rock, and on your way to the next rock, drop the ore. So click to run there, drop it, click back on the rock. Click on the rock, run, drop it, and so forth. And of course sometimes you might mess up, but you can use mouse keys to drop if you find that easier. But with the running to the next ore method, you don't really need to drop it as fast. But it can help make the entire ordeal faster or easier. So that's the basic method. However, if you are in a good time zone, and there are a lot of people in there, the respawns should be a lot faster. And you can just stay over at the east rocks, where you can mine that one, go to the next one, and then you would just stay on those 3 the whole time. And occasionally even just 2 of them. But sometimes that ore won't respond in time. However, just stick with that method and drop the ores as you go along. So since I'm on a good world right now with fast spawns, you can see that these 2 rocks are responding fast enough to where I don't even have to move. So you can just keep clicking those, and you can drop as you go along, or you can wait until your inventory is full and then drop. So guys, keep doing that until level 15 mining, and I will see you guys at level 15. Also guys, from level 1 to 15 mining, you will not use a full urn. However, bring it with you, because it will almost fill it. This way when you start mining iron, you will end up leveling faster, because you'll have an almost already done urn. So bring 1 decorated mining urn with you when you come to do level 1 to 15. Hey guys, so from level 15 all the way to 80 mining, you'll be doing iron. Now some of you may be saying, whoa, why iron? I thought granite was better. There's been a lot of discussion on that, And I'm going to have to go with Zarfbot's decision and say that iron is the best option until 80. Not only just for mining, but for overall experience too, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. So if you notice, I am in Ardenone teleport spot, and started there just to show you where to go from there to mine iron. Just run east out of the spot, and then run north just a little bit, and the mining spot is just south of the Legends Guild. Now, sometimes you may have to compete with bots up here, mainly this place, but I was up here earlier, and there was a bot, but he's not there anymore. However, this is the best spot since there's 3 rocks. Just like for the other level 1 through 15 mining, you want to try and be on a world that has a decent population, 1200 plus, because of how plus the iron would spawn, because you'll end up mining it pretty fast. I couldn't find a world very well in this time zone, so as you can see, this guy just started coming in here. However, one of the reasons I find iron to be much better than granite, and the reason it is better than granite, is because you can superheat while doing it. Now for this, I would like to have my screen inresizable, so I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Alright guys, if you have decided to resize your screen, this is what it will look like. You don't have to resize your screen, however I find it much easier. The reason is that when mining iron, you can superheat it at the same time that you mine. So you can superheat and drop the bar. Now, obviously, this will slow down your mining because you're not clicking the ore at the exact time. You'll be busy superheating and dropping. But, however, in tests of this, I was able to get 42k mining experience per hour and 17k smithing experience per hour, and also a few k magic experience per hour. All in all, it is actually worth it to do this instead of 55k with iron, just mining experience. And also, it is not at the perfect speed. With mouse keys and perfect movements, you can actually maximize at a better experience per hour. It would be hard to get perfect. However, this method isn't that hard. I'm not even using mouse keys and I can do it pretty easily. And yeah, it's pretty easy just to sit here and do this as you go along. The only time, because sometimes you have to compete with other people trying to mine iron, and you might have to compete with spotters. One of the only other good things about this is you don't have to find a high population world, because at the speed of superheating and dropping, the speed that slows you down mining, you don't have to worry about it being in a high population world. However, if you do find a high population world, that will ensure that the spawns are always there, and you won't fall behind. Alternatively, you can just mine the iron ore and drop it at the correct times. But for that, you need to be on a higher population world, because, well, this way the spawns are faster. However, superheating is definitely worth it if you're willing to put forth the effort. At level 21 mining, you're going to switch to a mithril pickaxe. At level 31 mining, you're going to switch to a adamant pickaxe. And at level 41 mining, you're going to switch to a rune pickaxe. At level 42 mining, you'll have the mining level needed to complete the Vrock Medium Diary, which will get you Vrock Armor 2. I'm wearing Vrock Armor 3 right now, but once you get Vrock Armor 2, it will let you mine ores faster, and is also the armor that you need for level 80 plus mining. Also guys, from level 15 to 80 mining, you will need about 636 urns, give or take a couple. So keep them in your bank, and when you're mining iron and superheating and stuff, you can fill up the urns as well, so don't forget those, as that will add some nice experience. And you're going to want to keep your inventory mostly filled with urns, but leave some space open so you have room for the superheating in case for a couple rounds you can't drop it. So you have some extra spaces open. And after you've used all your urns, go ahead and run to your bank. Or the best method would be to use your glory to teleport to Edgeville, bank real quick, withdraw more urns, withdraw an Artie teleport tablet, teleport back to Artie, and then run right back to the mining spot. And it'd be much quicker than running all the way to the northern Artie bank or southern, and then running all the way back. So don't forget the urns or your glory. Alright guys, so for level 80 plus mining, all the way to 100 mil XP and beyond, you'll be using this method, which is concentrated gold ore, superheating, and dropping. And I will show some other methods in this video too. But the fastest way to get to living rock caverns where you'll be doing this is to do a combat brace tally. And your inventory needs to be filled with decorated urns with about 5 spaces open on the left column to starting with 4 ores. Now the reason you have this many urns and only Nat's dragon pickaxe and a combat bracelet are because you need to be wearing goldsmith gauntlets, you need to have a lava or fire battle staff equipped, and Varrock armor 2+ as your chest piece. You want something with good defense for your other slots, and also you can bring an enhanced Excalibur with you if you want to use its special to heal. And also they released a new gold mining armor where you can wear with the Varrock armor 2+. Before they updated it so you can wear either piece and it's interchangeable. So I do recommend wearing the Varrock armor. And wearing both of them gives a little bit of % to your mining experience boost. It's not really worth getting if going for just 99 mining, but if you need a little distraction and diversion, then it's worth it to go get. For people with high defense, you might not need the enhanced Excalibur, but with people with low defense, if you don't have enhanced Excalibur, I would recommend using World 77 or World 84. 77 probably being a little bit better. And the other reason is the inventory is filled with decorated urns is because they last for about 3.125k mining experience each. So you gain 3.125k mining experience, teleport the urn away, and then you have more urns. So each Lava Titan lasts only 61 minutes, therefore these will only last for not even a full Lava Titan, because you'll be getting, not including the urns, up to 85k or 87k mining experience per hour max. So you'll be banking every 50 or so minutes to get more urns. And with the urns, you'll end up with over 100k mining experience per hour. So, now to get to the living rock caverns, you'll rub your combat brace, teleport to the monastery, then put your goldsmith gauntlets back on before you forget to, because it'd be horrible if you forgot that. After you teleport to the monastery, run west, then a bit south, and you are at the same place that you get back your cannon if you lose it. Climb down the ladder and head right over here. Climb down the rock. Then you can enter gold deposit. As you can see, there's a lot of people on this world, as it is World 77. And then head to your choice deposit. Now, for mining gold, it's pretty much a must that your screen has to be resized. So let me resize it and I'll talk to you guys in a second. Alright, once you let your screen get resized, you are free to start mining. The basicness of this method is to have it set up so They appear in the left row, and you use the 1 and plus keys to superheat them and drop them. Use your mouse's left click and use 1 and plus, or use your mouse's left or right clicks, and then after you click superheat on one of the ores, quickly right click one of the bars and click 1 plus to drop, and because you're using the plus key to click, it drops the gold bar and re-clicks the gold deposit at the same exact time. With this method, you can get, at 99, you can get over 100k mining experience per hour. And if you high alch, now I don't high alch the gold ores because I just use that time as a little bit of chillax time, because you can see I'm only 80 mining and I'm getting gold ores extremely fast that I can't really let up. But if you high alch some of the bars when you're not superheating, assuming that for like some reason you just stop getting gold ores for a couple of seconds when you high alch and not have time for it, but you can get just over 80k or 87k high alching, but most of the time you won't be high alching. So just over 100k mining experience per hour, including the time for banking. Just over 80k magic experience per hour, and 74k to 73k smithing experience per hour. This overall, that's just over 100. Well, sorry, just over 260k total experience per hour if you add all those together. One of the biggest problems with this, especially in the beginning, is if you're slow, you're not going to be able to do this very well, and you don't have a lot of leeway with the urns in your inventory. And how fast you can get urns with the Brock armor on, sometimes you can get one and you'll stop mining. But quickly respawn, this is what I'm talking about, when you could have high alched a couple bars. But I don't even bother with the high alching. It's also much easier to have your spellbook set up the way I do. And don't worry guys, I will show you how I have my mouse keys and my spellbook set up in a second. And I just wanted a couple seconds of viding this method for this video to show you an example of what you're supposed to be doing. This method of mining is actually kind of fun. You know, I had some friends who aren't a lot into efficient training, and I actually kind of enjoy this. Like my friends don't like backwards fire making, or doing teaks, or doing pines, or barbarian fishing, but they like this. And personally, I like this too. Not to mention, it's really good overall experience per hour, and I find it kind of fun. Sometimes when you're setting up, it can be kind of hard to find out what mining deposit you're at, and it can be hard to find a good place or a good way to have your screen set up. Just drop a bar real quick. There we go. It can be hard to find a good way to set your screen up. However, once you get the hang of it, see what I mean? You can be not getting ores 1 second, and then the next, the Varrock armor causes it just to fill up super fast. That's why it's really hard having the urns in your inventory at the beginning and not having that extra space. But all you gotta do is keep a watch and you can recover pretty quickly. Also, just keep a lookout for when your urns are filled, and that gives you more space. See? Boom. Just got another 1.2k mining experience. So change spots, and I'll show you guys really quick to what it's like, and you'll see everybody run, and just go to the new spot. Now, because of all the familiars, it can sometimes be hard to find a new space. So sometimes it won't show up, and it's not worth it running all the way to the north spot. So I'll use this as a good time to tele on out of here and show you the next method. Also, the dropping method might not be the best for everybody. So I'm going to show you two other versions of mining down here. The other way is mining the gold and superheating it as you're mining, but banking the gold bars. People do this method for a couple of reasons, but I'll tell you the basics of how to do it. I always keep a gold ore in that spot of my inventory. The best setup for your inventory is one summoning potion, 3 lava titan pouches, and 1 lava titan summoned. This lets you stay here for a good 4 hours, and that's about as much inventory space as you should be taking up. So as you can see, superheating does not interrupt the mining, but sometimes you'll be getting ores faster than you're actually getting it. But if you superheat too fast, you will stop getting ores. The best times to superheat is right when the emote is starting to end of the superheating. Other than that, if you're not getting it, then you can just chill. Other times you'll be getting it so fast that you'll be superheating on your way to the bank, as I'm doing right now. I like to re-click on the mini-map. I do leave that last ore in my inventory because that's the superheat place, and you can see how I banked, and I use screen markers to help. And now the superheat option for that ore is exactly in the same place. So this way, I don't have to move another ore down to that spot. So this method is also one of the drawbacks of it, is you cannot use urns with it because, well, you would have to bank too often, and it would completely destroy the experience per hour, telling the edge and banking, and it would destroy the extra experience per hour that the extra urns give. And you would have to deposit gold more often from having the urns in your inventory. So I actually did some math, and me and my friend Ty figured out that it is not worth it mathematically in any way, shape, or form to bring urns in your inventory at all. To try and, or not to try, but to do this method, don't even bother with urns. So that is one of the main drawbacks of this method, as well as the experience rate can only max around 60k, to where if you're doing the dropping method, it can maximize closer to 100k experience per hour. Well guys, on to the next method of mining golds. Alright guys, so the next method of mining golds is pretty simple, and that is the low alching method. This is the inventory I recommend you have for low alching. Basically just whole inventory of urns and wearing some kind of teleport. Then nature runes and a pickaxe, and you will also be having a spot in your inventory for cash because you're alching. So the method itself is pretty simple. The messages, all you have to do is click on the rock and click low alch whenever the ore comes in your inventory. However, because the rock armor 2 sometimes puts ores in your inventory 2 at a time, make sure you don't click the next one too fast, and that you don't re-click to low alch before the original low alch animation is finished, because that will stop you from mining. And I'll let you get it. See, click it, click another one, and then I would alch. But because I clicked too fast, I stopped mining. So the goal of low alch mining is to make it so you never have to stop mining. So just make sure that you don't re-click the second alch option too fast. All in all, this method is pretty simple, and it can be up to 100k experience per hour in mining because of the urns. However, I would recommend superheating and dropping over this method, of course, because, for obvious reasons, the superheating gives better mage experience and gives good smithing experience, and that's really irreplaceable. The last thing I guess to mention to you guys is, well, some of you may be wondering, why low alch, why not high alch? Well, the high alch animation takes longer to do than low alch, and so if you were to high alch, your inventory would be filling up too fast for you to handle, and you would consistently stop mining, and it doesn't work because your inventory would fill up too fast, and you can't click alch any faster. And the last thing I almost forgot to tell you guys about the alch method is how I have my spellbook set up, which is pretty much hide everything except for the one kind of spells and miscellaneous spells, and you can have it sorted in any way just as long as low alch is first.
And explain to you guys about the mouse keys that I have set up. Now if you've watched my mouse keys guide or know anything about key tweak, then you'll know how to remap your keyboard. For my mouse key settings, I will show you guys the speed that I have it, well, not the speed, the basically the settings I have it. Now what I'm going to do on most of my guides now that use mouse keys is I'm going to show you what settings I have my mouse keys on, so it's easier for you guys, so you guys can go ahead and set it up quickly to that instead of having to find it yourself. So the acceleration doesn't matter. This is where I have my pointer speed. Now if you set your pointer speed to that and you're still not getting the same drop distance, search for mouse or go to mouse options, go to change the mouse pointer display speed, and that's where I have that set up. So if something was wrong before, then you can make sure that that's on the same speed.